A crazy overtime finish brings the Iowa Hawkeyes to 3-0 on the back of Caitlin Clark and Czinano. My God, what a game this was. Steve, take me through this one. This is one of your Fec Fives for the weekend. And what a good choice. 92-86 final and overtime. Monica Czinano, 36 points. Are you kidding me? What a game for this one.
The best part of November and December non-conference basketball games is the in-state rivalries and regional rivalries that bring out the passions in a school's fan base.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you that watch the game right now, want to go back and maybe catch a replay of it or catch a condensed game, the fan engagement from both Drake and Iowa Barrackers was at NCAA tournament levels. I mean,
Nice.
That gymnasium was just on fire. I mean, they were intense and they were chanting and they were taunting. It was just amazing.
That's my kind of basketball right there.
Yeah, and then, because, you're sitting there and it's a Sunday afternoon and you're having to try to just block out all the NFL stuff. I'm not an NFL guy by any means.
Yeah.
So I really had this game circled. I've been saying throughout our previews that every game that Caitlin Clark plays, I want to watch. I want to watch Iowa play every game that they play. I'm going to try to do it live. But man, the Drake Bulldogs, they played their hearts out. And this was back and forth. One big bucket for Iowa, one big bucket for Drake, vice versa. Big rebound on the board. Iowa, countered with that. And it does say a lot about Caitlin Clark in that almost every little clip that I saw before we came on to do this, I went back and just make sure that anything I might have missed. Almost every clip about this game featured Caitlin Clark. And that's with Monica Czinano scoring 36 points and having 11 rebounds and just dominating, the inside. She is the most exciting women's college basketball player in the nation right now. Aaliyah Boston is the best.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's a beast. She, can take over a game and by sheer will and talent win it. But Caitlin Clark is the most fun and most exciting player out there. When she sets up for a three, and this is before your time, Christian, maybe before many people's times, but I'm going to drop a name and I want you to look it up. Jerry Lucas. Jerry Lucas had this unbelievable rainbow arc on his outside shot, and Caitlin Clark has something rivaling it. It just seems like it's never going to come down, but when it comes down, it's a swish. It's right through the net. Czinano and Clark had 34 of Iowa's 41 first half points.
Wild.
So that shows that Drake was not intimidated, and they really did shut down at times Iowa's offense. I mean, their defense, I would say for the first half, they controlled both ends of the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Katie Dinnebeer, she put on a shooting clinic of her own. She went 10 for 13 from the floor. She had 28 points. Grace Berg, who is Drake's center, gave away about 3 inches to Czinano, but
yeah,
she really had a nice game. She was tough. She hung in on the boards. This is the kind of game that you would hope you would see in an NCAA tournament, but to have it to be early season. And this game means so much, not just to the fans, but to the players. I mean, you see the quotes of the players. This was a game that for them, I think for Iowa, I think this game was as important as anything they're going to play in the Big Ten. I mean, honestly, that's how important this rivalry is.
Mm-hmm.
And for Drake, I think that now people are going to take them seriously because Iowa had to fight their way into overtime. This game could easily have been decided before without going to overtime. And if that had happened, it would have been a Drake Bulldog win.
Interesting. Since speaking of Drake, they head and have to play 22nd ranked Nebraska on Saturday. They got a little bit of a break. They don't play till this coming Saturday. Is this a team that we could see eventually hit the top 25? Is Drake one of those teams that you could see making that mark and having a number next to their name this season?
Oh, based on what I saw, absolutely. And then I even went back. I was so excited about this game. I went back to last year's game because a lot of the players on Drake are returning. You can see that there was a lot of potential, and they're just getting better this year. I have no doubt. I don't know that they win their conference, but I can see them, winning a conference tournament and getting an automatic bid and causing some problems. Nobody's going to want to play. Dinnebeer is a fantastic player. Yeah. I mean, she really is. She can take over a game. So yeah, if you're a fan of women's college basketball and you see Drake come up on your TV listings, you might want to tune into it because you're going to really enjoy the brand of basketball they play. They play both ends of the court. And if it's a home Drake game, you're going to just fall in love with their fan base because they are really into it.
Awesome. That's what I love to hear. As for Iowa, they head on Thursday night, the real late game, 9:00 Eastern time on ESPN Plus. If you're looking forward to watching them, they take on Kansas State, who's also 2-0. Both teams looking to stay undefeated in this one. Kansas State just coming off a pretty interesting win against Wisconsin. Iowa looking to go 4-0 early in the season. Have a really strong chance of finishing out the month of November with a strong 6-0 start, if you will, but they got to get through Kansas State first. Again, that game is at 9:00 Eastern on the Big 12 and ESPN Plus on Thursday night.